Thank you, Susan. Thank you all. It's always with great joy that I come here, and that you would invite me at different times to share the journey, because it is something that we are all on. We chose this time to be here. So there are no accidents, there are no victims. We chose our lives. We picked all the ups and downs because this physical experience of being alive, with all the emotions, with all of the consciousness and unconsciousness that happens in this space, it's gotten very challenging to be able to stay in this space that each of us knows on different levels, through different experiences, and through our own truth. And so, with all of that, part of what I find essential is, where is my joy on any given day, that I let myself have a period of time to renew. I don't particularly follow what else is happening in the world. Enough of it comes my way without seeking it. And I've been down that rabbit hole so many times in my life, and I know how hard it is to pull yourself back up. And I'm also very grateful for communities in all these different ways that support each other through the ups and downs, because we are here to experience. That's why we picked the earth, and the earth picked us. And so on this journey, part of our frequency, our vibration, is our gift to us. When we can maintain that, no matter what else is happening, and that's a real challenge. When the bills are piling up and you're not feeling well, and this is happening and that's happening, and the future, if you allow yourself to go that direction, can look very daunting and uncertain. And part of what I've come to realize is, I have choice, I have power. I'm not exactly sure about timing. So,
Legend.
okay.
You have 20 minutes.
20 minutes, okay. And this is not the meditation?
No.
Okay. Just, I have these things in my head, sort of.
Yeah.
And I want to thank Susan for the roses. These are absolutely, I mean, they're so beautiful, they look unreal, but they're very beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah.
In this time where there is such challenge, and this is, in my lifetime, one of the most intense times I've lived through in a variety of ways. But the thing that's also unique about this time is, we've been preparing for this. This has not just been sprung on us.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're present here, then there's some part of you that has not only connected in, but you're living it. It isn't just something you come on a Sunday or a service or something. It's ingrained. It's come into your very cellular matter. And you have the power and the ability to continue to enrich yourselves, no matter what else is happening out there. We have been blessed with a light. And it doesn't mean everything's a party. It means that I have the ability to pick myself up on any given day and say, okay, I have a choice here. I can be absolutely miserable, and I can try and gather all the people I can who agree with me, or I can go this other course, even if I'm by myself. And I can go outside and look. And I've recently moved, and where I'm living, there's a ton of birds. And I hear them. But lately I've been seeing a lot of cardinals. Now, to me, cardinals have been for a long, long time my sign of God, my sign of I'm here, I haven't forgotten you, I'm with you. And I can renew, because my experience as well as my belief is that as I continue in this road of choice, I have assistance. I'm not alone ever, no matter how I feel in the moment. And there's a lot of moments where you can feel very alone. We are looking at the things that keep coming up and flashing at us. Part of this energy, I mean, this entire month is so filled with energy, and I'm not the kind of person who can retain all of the astrology, and this means that, and it just, nope. However, I get enough of the flow to realize when you have this much power opening, you are going through a variety of shifts, both internal and external. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because it's come to my attention. There's a number of issues that are coming up now for people. One is body changes, physical changes. Our DNA has been for a long time converting from carbon to crystalline. And we have been remaking ourselves in order to carry the higher vibration and the higher energy of source. And this is not some made up story. I mean, I can just tell you from my own journey, what I can now be in the flow of, in terms of clarity, in terms of direction, in terms of in this day, staying in this day, that I can switch from having a terrible slew of events and all of a sudden becoming aware and deciding I'm going to go for a walk, I'm going to read something, I'm going to go wash dishes, something that sets the mind in a different pattern. I have choice. This is my power. And we're feeling it physically. They call it ascension symptoms, which, you know, I'm not sure I like the term, but my body parts are saying, yes, here hurts, here hurts, here hurts, here hurts. Okay. But if I know what it is, if I can give it kind of a place to package it, it's not so overwhelming to me, because I can decide to rest. I can decide I will have ice cream instead of that nice piece of fruit. I can decide that I will go for a walk or a swim, or I can just sit alone and maybe cry, feel the emotion. It's a huge time of change. We are being kind of like forced into the flushing of any vibration that no longer serves us. And we are being, and I say forced, but it's like, because we're in the environment of it, it's happening for everybody. And that's a part of why we're seeing so much upset, so much rage, and this sense of, I think, fear on such a level that it's on some pieces, what I'm noticing is like there's such an overwhelm that people are actually like numb. They don't know where to put it. But what can happen is all of a sudden some spark happens and it's a rage. Part of what we, I believe, are here to do is to help diffuse, not by interfering, not by saying anything even, but by our thoughts, by our prayers, by our very day-to-day living. That you wear the smile, you greet people, you're just kind. I notice more and more the kindness. And yeah, there's all the other stuff, but I notice the kindness. And that's what I want to reflect back. That's within my power. I can't change the course of all that's out there. In fact, when I think about it, everything that's happening is happening for purpose. We must go through this time to awaken And that term has been tossed around all over the place. For me, awaken means I am conscious in this moment that I have power, that I have choice in this moment. Might seem like just this little tiny spark, but it's more powerful than we have any consciousness of. Our chakras are going into 12, 15. They're just going out and out and out. I don't know if anybody really knows anymore how many actual vibrational centers we have in our body. But we are awakening all of them. And a lot of it is by intention. I think that's a very, very powerful tool that people don't feel like perhaps they have the right to use in that way. I set an intention every morning before I get out of bed, because I find once my feet are on the floor, my mind is going and I'm off. But I attempt to take a time somewhere and just allow the stream of consciousness to connect. And then to set my day and surrender whatever my mind might be charging already about what has to happen. Slow it down, go back into my heart and ask, what is for my highest good? Help me bring it to me. Help me send it to all those in need, all of us. So it's not just a me-centered, I-centered experience. It's a wholeness. There's so much division and separation, so many pieces of ourselves. I mean, I've noticed what is coming to my attention are the areas that perhaps I had not seen that might be prejudiced or filled with some belief system that is really limiting. We're having an opportunity to see in sometimes an oppositional way. If something comes up and addresses you and it sparks fear and it sparks upset and it's filled with angst, it's a freedom opportunity, because you get to see where something isn't flowing in you, that's serving you. What are you here to teach me? How can I look at this differently so that I might observe it? Because what happens is it comes back. Might come in a different form, a different way, but you trip over it. And finally, I realize, oh, you're here to open up another part of me that's ready to change. This is a huge time of change, which means a lot of emotion, sometimes a lot of fear, or you can't sleep at all. You know, we're just going through these things. But the more I realize these are a part of the journey, the less attention I have to give to them. Or here again, I might ask, what are you here to show me? What do I need to hear again? We have a tremendous ability for expansion. We don't really understand on so many levels, because we're so conditioned, how much power we hold, how much shift and change we are in process of. Because you are showing up here, it says to me how grateful I am, because you're supporting me, I'm supporting you. We aren't doing this journey just as individuals at all. In this now time, one of the parts that I use on a daily basis is toning. It happened almost within the first year of my journey. Toning and light language came in. No idea. Now, we're talking the 90s. Not only was it strange, and I couldn't tell anybody. I was a nurse at the time, and I'm thinking, oh dear God. I mean, I had a group of doctors that I worked with, and they kept saying, oh, later on, this is in the 2000s. Oh, you're right in the center of making all this money because all these things were coming and opening, and they saw it as opportunities in that way of, you know, that's where their mindset went. My journey was more like slow and steady, slow and steady. Sometimes a big insurgence of awareness, sometimes an opportunity for pure growth. In the group that I was in, we did journeys, and I was laughing because I had no idea who I was involved with. And it's the Galactic Federations, it's the White Brotherhood, it's the Black Monks, it's the beings of light from this planet and that planet. It's the beings I never knew. I had a friend who could identify who was coming in. And she would tell me, she'd be like the MC, and then I would deliver the message. But what I was doing was preparing. And we're all preparing in whatever way you joined in your journey. It was perfect for you. There are no shoulds or oughts. And we have a great deal of power within us. And one of the ways that is happening a lot for people is relationships are changing. There are people that are choosing to stay within their soul journey, their agreement, to stay in, there's the dimensions which have different concepts for different people, actually. But for me, I see it as vibrational, where third dimension is this earth and kind of the struggle piece, the pain and suffering that's considered a part of our lives. Fourth dimension is a bridge. We've kind of been in and out of all of these dimensions. Fifth dimension is God's unconditional love. It's a place within us. It's a vibration. It's not once we get there, all this is done. No, we're still staying in these bodies. We're still doing the journey as it unfolds. It isn't just all roses, but it'll be more roses than the other. At least that's what I'm told. I think we're there in a lot of ways, but it's like trying to define water. You know, what is it? It's a concept. It's an experience. We go in and out of, that we can hold the vibration. Most of it is through self-knowing. This is the time of going inward because we are our best friend. We are our soul journey. We are our agreement. And we hold this power in such a way, no matter what else is going on out there. When we can be sacred observer and see what's happening, but not have to delve into it, try to fix it, convert somebody else about the path. None of that. It's when you can stay there in your peace in the midst of the chaos. You are doing, to me, I am doing my soul journey, my service. Doesn't have to be a thing I do. It's being present. It's allowing yourself in the midst of conversations that people want to pull you into or separate you out from. Can you maintain your peace and smile and disconnect from the angst? Or does it affect you? It's of being conscious of your own reactions. There are some conversations, some situations that are certainly easier to do than others. I have a new phrase for myself. I want to live this life with ease, grace, non-judgment, and beneficial abundance, so that I can supply in this renewing process each day who I truly am in spirit and in physical. I want them to reflect each other. It's that yin and the yang, it's the infinity aspect of our journey. We are growing so we can go to the next level of understanding, so we can be present in this bigger and bigger challenge without being overcome without feeling, well, you can feel however you like. Feelings are neither right nor wrong, but it helps us key into where we're holding on to things, because feelings are often followed by emotions. And emotion is energy in motion. That's where we create the story. And the story can very often keep us stuck. Well, this is what happened, and this is where I was the victim. When we tell our stories, a lot of times it's from a victim state. And it's one of those statements that I say, and at the same time, I want to say, we have to share. We have to be conscious. However, there is also a time where the story is truly our past. What did I learn from that? Why did I go through that? What were you here to teach me? How can I then translate it in a way that it might assist another? And that's not to blab out your whole story. It's more about you can listen, you can hear. Very often what people are looking for is someone who will help them feel like they're heard, like they're important, that they're not just a part of some fragment, that they're connected. And that's what the smile is. That's what it's all about. One other thing I want to remind people about is the third eye. Expansive mind connection that's also connected to the heart. A way to communicate to others through prayer, through thought, with loving kindness, to explain who you are without words. It's a thought, it's a vibration. And if you set it for a high intention, especially in situations where you know you really love and care about another person, but they cannot hear any of the words. Words start the whole big swirl. There are many things that we, in our consciousness, are aware of that many individuals out there are not. They're holding it from a very different space. So it feels like a challenge. We're not here to debate. We're here to love. It's a way to spread love. It's a way to communicate that is non-offensive, non-intrusive. And it's incredibly powerful. And it often resolves conflicts. If you allow yourself to stay in the uncomfortableness of not resolving something and being okay that they're not going to understand exactly what you mean, because that is deadly. When you have to keep proving who you are, it nullifies the other person in a kind of way. At least that's how often human beings take things. But when we can sit in our power, then in our own little cubbyhole of life, we are exuding this tremendous sense of love. And that's really why we're here.